Hello everyone. In this NIO market update, I'll briefly discuss its performance amid market challenges, data insights, and the potential partnership with Mercedes-Benz. Stay tuned for details. I will attempt to explain what's happening in the NIO market and also discuss what's happening with share prices because we have some interesting developments and very bullish news for NIO. I briefly talked about this yesterday, but I want to delve into more detail and discuss why a deal or potential deal with Mercedes-Benz could be significant for NIO in the long term. In the short term, the share price may not reflect it, but for the long term, there's a possibility of something beautiful happening. So let me explain why this could happen. First, let's break down what's happening in the market. After the release of PC data, the market attempted to bounce back and tried to pump up, which also pushed NIO up initially. However, the market sold off as a result of P&I reports, some hawkish statements from Fed speakers, and rising yields. Bears took control, pulling S&P 500 futures lower, and NIO followed suit with a slow retracement. Overall, NIO held up better than the market, but I have some concerns about it, which I'll discuss in a few minutes. Regarding the data, as a quick reminder, the data was good. We saw that all the inflation numbers were either in line with expectations or lower, which is quite good. PCE year over year came in at 3.5%, as I mentioned earlier. The Chicago P&I that came a bit later was slightly lower than desired, showing signs of contraction. However, the Michigan data was decent. Then came Fed Speaker Williams, who was quite hawkish, suggesting the need for the Fed to remain restrictive for an extended period and possibly raising rates further. This caused the market to pause. Now when it comes to NIO, Deutsche Bank is maintaining a buy rating for NIO. The price-to-earnings ratio is slightly increasing as NIO gains strength in its relative strength. Furthermore, there hasn't been much change in short interest, and NIO volume is around 40 million, which is relatively low but still quite good. Overall, you can see that the EC6 is a popular car for NIO, driving sales growth. Lastly, but certainly not least, we can't ignore the potential significant news that might be on the horizon for NIO. Mercedes-Benz and NIO are reportedly exploring an EV tech partnership, according to reports. This could be very promising for them, as once again, we see that, according to new reports, Mercedes-Benz and NIO have discussed this significant partnership, and both companies can benefit from each other. Mercedes is striving to gain more power and leverage in China, but it's proving to be a bit challenging for them. On the other hand, NIO is aiming to gain more power and capabilities in Europe. This seems like a very interesting exchange that could evolve into something quite fascinating. There have been many discussions between them, and both CEOs have talked about potential membership and partnership. They've also discussed that NIO is working to improve its financial conditions, and Mercedes can benefit from the resources in pioneering EV technology. Speaking of these resources, they've mentioned that they haven't delved into many details. Their focus has been more on technology exchange. They've also mentioned that NIO initiated the approach initially but faced some initial hurdles, according to a source, but these hurdles did not materialize into a significant issue, as often happens in such talks. It has become even more productive, and NIO mentioned that they have rejected these rumors that they can't progress further. For them, this is very promising right now. We genuinely don't know what the future holds, but there is a significant interest from both companies. The CEO have met, and there have been extensive discussions. So I believe there is a possibility that this could move forward, and so far, there is a lot of hype surrounding NIO. If this were to happen, it could be a massive bullish catalyst for NIO, potentially causing it to explode. However, please remember that it's not confirmed yet. At the moment, it's just ongoing discussions. We'll have to wait and see what the future holds. However, I would like to mention that NIO technicals do not look favorable at the moment, and there may be a market slowdown ahead. We are expecting NIO new delivery numbers to come in during the week, and I understand that September is usually not very strong for the market. September and October are generally not favorable for the market, but November and December are usually stronger in this cycle. Let's see what happens with NIO now. But I just want to say that there is a concerning development in the technicals. There is a head and shoulders pattern forming on NIO. If NIO goes below 8.79%, it could potentially drop to 8.3%, which is a relatively significant decrease, and there might be downside potential. So we will see how deliveries affect the share price. Currently, NIO technicals seem somewhat bearish. NIO had a good pump and dump today, which could impact NIO to some extent. This could potentially lead to the downside. Tomorrow, I will also discuss NIO delivery numbers because as we approach the end of September and Q3, it's important to understand how this head and shoulders pattern plays out and what lies ahead for the market. Thank you for joining us today. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more stock predictions and market insights. Remember to turn on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Happy investing, and see you in the next video.